What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today we've got another live fantasy football mock draft for you back on ESPN with a 10-team full PPR mock where we will be selecting from the 4th overall position. Should be pretty interesting. And while we wait for this thing to kick off, a quick reminder, if you guys enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe, give us a follow on Twitter at AllDayPigskin to continue interacting with us there. Let us hear it in the comments section. Do you agree, disagree, your thoughts in general, along with any other questions you guys might have? We will do our best to answer them all. And lastly, make sure to check out the 2022 ADP Fantasy Football Draft Guide. Has everything you could want at a great value. Top 150 overall player rankings in standard and PPR formats, individual player bios, tiers, projections, along with general fantasy advice. All those details in the description. But with that being said, let's take a look at what we've got here. And honestly, this played out in almost a perfect scenario for me. I knew as soon as Derrick Henry went second overall that I would either have a chance to land Austin Eckler or Christian McCaffrey with the 4th overall pick. To me, that is tremendous value. Jonathan Taylor went first overall. You know, that's to be expected. I've said it before, though, in PPR formats, Eckler, Christian McCaffrey, going to be studs, 2 top 3 guys. McCaffrey, I actually have him as my 101. I don't care that ESPN is telling me, oh, draft Cooper Kupp. There's no chance in hell you should be drafting Cooper Kupp ahead of Christian McCaffrey in a full PPR format. If you have the chance to, the running back position is king, and Christian McCaffrey, even if you want to make the argument it's Jonathan Taylor that controls the kingdom at the running back position, Christian McCaffrey ain't that far behind. And when healthy, I'd argue he's the top dog. So, getting him at the 104, tremendous value. This first round could not have started any better for us. Honestly, I've done so many of these mock drafts that McCaffrey in PPR formats, again, this is full PPR, not even half PPR. McCaffrey, a good amount of times, will go first. If not first, though, like 99% of the time is going to go second. I don't understand how you took Derrick Henry second overall, honestly, when Eckler and Christian McCaffrey were still there. Obviously, if it was a standard scoring format, it's a different story. Yes, than Derrick Henry, I would agree being that high. And it's not me hating on Derrick Henry. It's just the skill set that you need at the running back position to be elite in full PPR scoring. So you see Cooper Kupp at the 105, then Justin Jefferson at the 106, Dalvin Cook at the 107. I've been seeing Dalvin Cook drop a little bit lately. Personally, I don't understand that. I think he's still like a top 5 guy at the running back position, like after Taylor, McCaffrey, and Eckler. I think he's right there with Derrick Henry and Najee Harris. Speaking of Najee Harris, he goes to 108, followed by Jamar Chase, then DeAndre Swift, then Deebo Samuel. Another pick that I really don't like. I don't know how you can be taking Deebo Samuel ahead of Devontae Adams or Stephon Diggs when you know basically that those guys are going to get so many more targets and receptions, in my opinion. Like Trey Lance, he's not a pass-heavy quarterback, so I think that entire offense takes kind of a step back, honestly. So the fact that Stephon Diggs is still available is insane. I really wish the person right before us wasn't on auto pick because it would give us a small, minuscule chance of landing Stephon Diggs. But it's not going to happen. And of course, the person prior to that took Joe Mixon, so it made us landing Stephon Diggs a slight possibility. And instead, we just see him auto picked. I'm not gonna lie, that's part of the thing that I hate, but it is what it is. Here, I'm just gonna continue my love affair with one Aaron Jones. Welcome to the squad. Getting him in the second round, very happy. And then if I can get Saquon Barkley in the 3rd round, I would be ecstatic. If not Saquon Barkley, we're not that many picks away from making another selection, like 6 picks. I would be okay with Leonard Fournette. I would be okay with Keenan Allen. I would be okay with Barkley. I'd be okay with Mike Evans, Andrews, Travis Kelce. So that's 6 names right there. Like, if those are in that order, the next couple of selections, I'd be, first of all, very impressed in myself at making that prediction. But I think we're going to have a chance to land at least one of those guys. And in fact, I can guarantee you we will, because the next 3 picks after our selection of Aaron Jones, Josh Allen going at the 208. No, do not do that, folks. Yes, I understand he's ranked as the number 1 quarterback, but especially in these 10-team leagues, yes, I know positional advantages are important, but if you're going to start with, that strategy of focusing on a positional advantage, you got to start at the tight end position first, and then go to the quarterback position afterwards. The quarterback position is so deep. And in fact, when I say tight end position right now, I'm kind of even, debating this a little bit because if Travis Kelce is there in the third round, that's going to be really, really hard to pass up. Okay, that makes my decision a lot easier. Travis Kelce just goes at the 301. Tremendous, tremendous value for him. So great pick there. After Josh Allen, Tyreek Hill went at the 209, then Leonard Fournette at the 210. Like I said before, Travis Kelce at the 301. Ezekiel Elliott at the 302. That's pretty, don't get me wrong, I have zero issues with that. In fact, I think that should be the case. In fact, I think he should be like a second round selection. But selecting him ahead of Saquon Barkley, who we got our wish, folks. Saquon Barkley is still there for us. So we're starting off these first 3 rounds going running back heavy. We got McCaffrey, Aaron Jones, and Saquon Barkley. But, I think for all those people saying, oh, if you draft Christian McCaffrey, beware of the risk. Well, guess what? This is how you mitigate risk, by adding other running backs, stable running backs to the roster and, just getting depth at the position. So if something does occur, then you're not, panicking and looking for answers via the waiver wire or something like that. So I think we've done a very good job. McCaffrey, Aaron Jones, Saquon Barkley. I think you can argue that they can all be top 5 at the running back position in 2022. So Jalen Waddle went before our selection. I don't know how you can take Jalen Waddle before Keenan Allen, before Mike Evans. I really don't. That doesn't make too much sense to me. Javonte Williams went after us at the 305, then David Montgomery. So, yeah, I guess Javonte Williams at this point in time, you can make the case he's got the most upside, even though Nick Chubb is still there, folks. Like, Nick Chubb at the end of the third round, I realize it's full PPR scoring, but that's a tremendous, tremendous value right now at this point in time. It's going to be one of the steals of the draft. So hopefully people aren't just going by the top names on the big board. This is why I think it's very important to kind of keep track of continuously, of the names that are going and know where guys are ranked, just so you don't accidentally lose track of, where somebody is, and then maybe they're ranked just a lot lower than you might expect. So people kind of forget about that name. But it happens. Trust me. It seems very simplistic, but it definitely happens. There's no other explanation why Nick Chubb just went at the start of the 4th round. I realize it's a 10-team league. Again, I realize it's full PPR, but still, Nick Chubb at the start of the 4th round, I've said this a couple times, biggest steal. That's right up there. Nick Chubb at the 401. Other picks, we saw Mark Andrews at the 307, James Conner at the 308, George Kittle at the 309. Josh Jacobs goes after Nick Chubb. Oh my gosh, I totally didn't even realize Keenan Allen was still there. Wow, okay. So another great value. Wow, holy cow. If Mike Evans is there for me and I get sniped by this auto picker again, I am going to be so upset. I really am. But hopefully, fingers crossed, it's going to be a situation where we can land him and not have to settle for, a backup option, even though Terry McLaurin is still there. I'd be perfectly fine with him. Hopefully the auto picker just takes Cam Akers and I can laugh at that. But let's see, fingers crossed that Mike Evans doesn't go with one of these next 2 picks, because getting him at the end of the 4th round, it's just another steal. I just kind of breaking it down why, of course, it wasn't the guy right before us that sniped us this time. It was, the guy 2 picks before. So Mike Evans goes at the 405, Cam Akers at the 406. Oh well, it is what it is. Now we pivot and we add another wide receiver that we are high on. Welcome to the team, Terry McLaurin. So, at least we don't have to wonder where we're going to go in terms of direction. But pretty easy choice. I just want to break down some of these picks, again, Keenan Allen going at the 403 in a full PPR setting, that makes zero sense. Like, he should not be drafted after, T. Higgins, in my opinion, after Jalen Waddle. I'm just trying to point out some of these picks that made it possible for guys like Mike Evans, Keenan Allen to drop this far. Like, one of the things obviously is that there's been a running back run. So like Montgomery's already gone, Josh Jacobs, Cam Akers. So yeah, there's names on this list that kind of push down some of these other big name wide receivers. There's no reason Mike Evans should be available this far into a draft. I realize, again, it's full PPR. He's more standard suited, but with the whole situation with Chris Godwin still being a huge question mark in terms of his health, Mike Evans is the top guy. Like, okay, the Bucs added Julio Jones. Who cares? Julio Jones is like ancient at this point in time. I don't think it's going to be anything special. Right now, we're going into the 5th round. So what do? Do we go with another wide receiver? Do we potentially try and get a positional advantage at tight end? I might actually go tight end here. Like, if I went wide receiver, I want to see where my boy Allen Robinson ranks, but I believe in ESPN he was ranked rather low, 72nd overall. So I'm probably just going to go Kyle Pitts here. Yeah, let's go with Kyle Pitts. Add him, a high upside tight end. If it wasn't him, it was going to be Darren Waller. So we got Pitts, J.K. Dobbins, Breece Hall afterwards, Patrick Mahomes. So really intriguing to me that the first quarterback that went off the board was Josh Allen, scrolling up here at the 208. And then just showing you how deep the quarterback position is. I also don't understand George Kittle going at the 309 and then being such a long, span afterwards until another tight end was selected. That's a little bit intriguing. Justin Herbert went at the 502, 3 rounds after Josh Allen. Same with Patrick Mahomes. Like, at that point in time, why wouldn't you take that discount? That's why I don't think there's such a huge disparity in between the tier 1 quarterbacks. If people want to take Josh Allen, in the 2nd round, and then guys like Herbert, Mahomes are dropping to the 4th, I'll take Herbert and Mahomes all day long. Like, if I'm a believer in taking a quarterback early, I'm not necessarily, and that's why honestly I think Josh Allen is probably one of the worst values in all of fantasy football right now, in terms of where he's being selected in drafts, his ADP compared to other guys at his position where you can get them, and just the quarterback position being so freaking deep. So now let's again get back to this thing. After our selection of Kyle Pitts, you see J.K. Dobbins, Breece Hall, Mahomes, Antonio Gibson, Elijah Mitchell, Brendan Cooks, Cortland Sutton, Amari Cooper, Marquise Brown. I honestly think these are all very mid-level wide receivers, like Cooks, Sutton, Amari Cooper. Guys again, Allen Robinson is still there. I would take him in a heartbeat here as my number 2 wide receiver. I'd be very, very happy about that. You can make the argument that we can also go quarterback here, like Lamar Jackson and Kyler Murray are still available. Let's see what happens. So Darren Waller just went. Miles Sanders, Chris Godwin, Darren Waller. What are the chances these guys all go quarterbacks versus wide receiver Allen Robinson? I will. You know what? I think I might take a little bit of a gamble here. I might go quarterback first, and I'll go Lamar Jackson, and then to get that positional advantage, and then see what happens at the wide receiver position. Let's see. Let's see if one of these next picks is a quarterback. And again, the reason I took a quarterback here at the end of the 6th round, I just think first and foremost, it's a very good value for a tier 1 quarterback. Lamar Jackson is still there. And I think that with where Allen Robinson is ranked per ESPN, there's a very high chance that I can get him at the start of the 7th round. That's what I'm banking on. If I can't, I will admittedly be kicking myself in the head. But let's see. Let's see how this thing plays out. Maybe I'll be right. I think there's a higher probability that I'm right than wrong here on this one. Just kind of looking at the players that were available. There goes Dalton Schultz. We can probably see a tight end run, maybe a little bit of a quarterback run here. I don't know. It'll be very, very interesting nonetheless. Jerry Jeudy just goes. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a very, very good like value right now on these wide receivers. Like Darnell Mooney is still there, Michael Thomas, Hunter Renfrow, Allen Robinson, our boy Juju Smith-Schuster. We just got to survive 4 picks, folks. 4 picks. We can get Allen. Okay, Tyler Lockett just went. Okay. At the 6'10". I don't know how you can select Tyler Lockett ahead of Allen Robinson. Again, Cordero Patterson. Come on, folks. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Bills defense. Oh, boy. I can't believe these guys let me do it. I can't believe these guys let me get Lamar Jackson and Allen Robinson. That is an absolute joke. I don't know how I just pulled this off. But, yeah, now that pool of wide receivers is going to be depleted. Looking at our starting roster, folks, let's start with the quarterback position. We got a tier 1 quarterback, a top 5 quarterback in the, end of the 6th round. Tremendous value, in my opinion. We got Christian McCaffrey at the 104. That's how you knew this thing was off. Whoa, oh my God. Oh my goodness. And the reason I'm saying that, so just a reminder, not only for all those listeners out there, but for myself, I was telling you, make sure to keep track of the players that have been drafted and not drafted. Travis Etienne just went at the 708. How did I not realize that he was still there? Oh man, we got to leave this part in because wow. That is an all-time gaff on my end. Wow. Okay. Should not have gone Lamar Jackson. I didn't realize Travis Etienne was still there. It's okay. This is why we do these mock drafts. I look a little bit silly right now, but holy crap. How was Travis Etienne? The guy's a 3rd round pick, a 4th round pick. What happened? This is craziness. Yeah, I don't know how we got here. I'm just going to continue adding wide receiver depth. Welcome to the team, Juju Smith-Schuster. This is absolute insanity. Oh my gosh, Travis Etienne should not have lasted until the 708. It was, again, this is why sometimes these mock drafts, I don't like them because when a player kind of falls through the gaps, he just kind of stays there. That's not going to happen in a normal draft. Like Travis Etienne, 20 times out of 10 is going to be gone by the 4th round. I don't care if it's a 10-team league. That was absolute insanity. I should have drafted him ahead of Lamar or Jackson. Oh my gosh, I am as one of the biggest Travis Etienne truthers this season. I can't believe I let myself get caught up in some of this and completely just miss out on that. Here, I'm going with Allen Lazard. A very big fan of his. So, honestly, what ended up happening with Travis Etienne, I was just so happy with the first 3 running backs that I got. I'm like, okay, I got to focus on wide receivers and like pass catchers. I had McCaffrey, Aaron Jones, Saquon Barkley, but obviously adding to Travis Etienne on top of that would have been bananas. So, man, honestly, I might have given myself like an A+ grade if I had gotten Travis Etienne and I realized it. But now I can't. Now I gotta go with like a B+ grade just because I passed up on him. But hey, hopefully this was as entertaining for you guys as it was for me. I'm gonna kind of wrap this thing up because there's so many auto picks at this point in time. We've got the core of our roster, 3 stud running backs in McCaffrey, Aaron Jones, Saquon Barkley. I think we did good at the wide receiver position as well in terms of how long we waited. McLaurin, Robinson, we added Juju, Allen Lazard. Then we got a top 5 tight end in Kyle Pitts. So very, very happy with this. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. This is going to be an all-time gaff on my end with the Travis Etienne thing. But if you guys enjoyed, hit that like button and subscribe. Give us a follow on Twitter at All Day Pigskin to continue interacting with us there. Again, make sure to check out the 2022 ADP Fantasy Football Draft Guide. Everything you wanted, a great value. All the details in the description. But in the meantime, we'll see you guys in future videos.